So for your extra assignment, your gravy project, here's what you want that final thing to look like. You're going to do a crazy little face swap with these two guys here. You'll notice Lisa's got her button missing and add a tattoo and some glasses over on Slater here. And you're also going to crop it down to a 5x7 with a resolution of 300. So let's go through some things you can do to make it look like that. There's the before, there's the after. Okay. First thing you want to always do is make sure that you have a copy of your projects. Okay. Make a copy of it so that way if you mess up the original, you always have something to revert back to. Here's how you do the face swaps. Face swaps, what I usually will do is just use my regular lasso tool and get a selection that's bigger than what you're going to want to keep. You can always erase and get rid of things, but if you have it too small of a selection, it's not going to work correctly. So I'm going to make a new layer of that, call it Zach. And you can do the same thing for Belding. Make sure you go to the right layer, select him, Command J it, Belding, and now you're going to swap these two faces. So you have to be on each individual layer when you're ready to swap them. So that one's going to go here, this one's going to go down here. I'll leave that for right now. And the one thing you'll notice is their faces are kind of angled in different directions. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this horizontally. So that way it's kind of at the same angle, and then just rotate it a little bit. So now it's looking closer to what it should look like. And here's how I line up the faces. I'll zoom in to an area, and then I'll lower the opacity. And what I'm trying to do is match up the eyes and nose and mouth so that they're close to being at the same level. You're never going to have a perfect match, but you don't want it to be completely distorted or different, I should say. So once you think you've lined it up pretty close, then you bring back up your opacity, and now it's a matter of using your layer mask and kind of just blending it with the outside. So I'll do it a couple ways. I'll start off with just a high opacity and the hardness up, and just get a bulk of the face away that I know is going to be gone. So like this part I know I'm going to be removing. The only part you really want to keep would be like the mouth and eyes and things of that nature. So now it still looks super fake, so I need to blend it. So when I blend, I'm not using solid black. I'm using a low opacity, like 10%, and I'm using a soft edge brush so that I can slowly start to fade away the edges. So I'm just going to kind of go over my areas that I want to remove here. And so if you were to potentially click over this 10 times, that would be like 100% opacity that you'd be removing from this picture. Remember, with the mask, you can erase with black, or hide, I should say, with black, and you reveal with white. So you're slowly just kind of getting rid of Zach's face to bring in Belding's face, which is the guy behind here. This is a early 90s Saturday morning TV show, for those who don't know. Saved by the Bell. Okay, maybe once you put it in there, you realize, oh, I gotta shift it over a little bit. Let's get him a little bit more centered in there. Okay, that's looking better. Go back. Remember, when you're erasing, you want to change the picture, you go to this one. When you want to change the mask, you go to that one. So you can swap in between those two. That's looking pretty good. You may want to adjust your color. So I go up here, hue saturation. Maybe Zach, I notice his face is a little bit more yellow than Belding's. So maybe I'll just change my hue. He looks sick there. So maybe I just bump it up a little bit. That's the before, the after. Little touches like that to make it look a little bit more realistic. And just kind of, do your best to touch that up. And I got this face on that face. Now you want to do the same thing with Belding. Some key things with tattoos that we haven't really shown you is blending mode. So if I want to bring, and here's a great way to get your images over to your other picture too. So you can say duplicate layer. Instead of you having to mess with the windows and drag it, you can say let's send it to the Saved by the Bell image, and I'll go hit OK. And now when I go here, it's already in the program. One thing we haven't shown you are blending modes, and these are great ways to where you don't have to cut out the background. It'll blend with the layer below it. So you want to make sure the tattoo layer is right above this layer so that it blends with the layer right below. And you can try some of these different blending options. Each one will do something a little bit different. And kind of find the one that you think is going to work or look the most like a tattoo. I'm pretty sure that I decided that multiply would be nice, and see what happens now is parts of it become transparent. You can start to see through that image. So I can size this accordingly. I'm going to do a little filter and just add some noise to make it look kind of like dotty, like a tattoo may look. Maybe make some minor adjustments to the brightness. And you also have the option to lower opacity too. So if you want, most tattoos aren't that vibrant, a little bit faded, so you can see the skin color a little bit. Bring some sunglasses in, you'll get rid of this buckle, and that should get you through your gravy. Good luck with the face swap. Kind of a fun project here.